We are live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I am alive. Welcome, everybody, to my channel. We love comics. Before I give our shout outs to my Patreon members, just wanted to say I just needed a little bit of a break. And I don't want to be one of those people that announces and makes a video about saying I'm going to take a break because it's just, I don't know, it's just not my style. So forgive me that I haven't made a video in about, well, this month, but we'll see what we can do. But I got some comics that I bought, some key comics, ones that I always recommend. I like the price, how the prices are going down a little bit. Um, I see so many people worrying about that in the comic book community when I just see it as normal cycles where, if you look at any investments around the world, things go up and down. The key is to know when to sell them when they're overvalued, and learn to buy when they're underappreciated and undervalued. So if prices are going down a little bit, that's a good thing. If you want to connect yourself to dozens and dozens of YouTube channels out there that seem that, oh, it's the end of the world and it's bad, the prices are going down, I would ask you to ask yourself, you know, do people understand how the markets go? There are fluctuations. You can't help that. If something goes straight up, that's not a good sign. And if it goes straight down, that's also not a good sign. So there are going to be fluctuations. So take advantage of those while you can, because eventually prices get lower and lower to the point where people see it as a bargain, and then they start buying, which brings the price back up again. It's a cycle. If you choose to live in fear about this stuff, I mean, what's the sense of collecting comics if you're not going to have fun with it? I mean, I understand, and I'm one of the people, you could make a lot of money selling comics, but if your whole world is about making the absolute top dollar, you should rethink and reevaluate what makes you happy. So with that being said, I want to welcome people. I want to give a shout out to my Patreon members. It has gone down a little bit, so I want to thank those people that either canceled or chose not to continue their Patreon. Even if somebody just did $2 for 1 month, I want to thank them for their kindness and generosity, because to me, that's what matters. But if you want to join my Patreon, just go to patreon.com/we love comics. You'll get a shout out in every single video. If I ever reach 20 paid members, I'll do some giveaways. But right now we have nine, and I have nine awesome people that were kind enough to continue their Patreons. Some of the payments from other people were either, I don't know if they were canceled or denied. So if you're one of the people that was on the list and you're not sure why you're not there, check out the Patreon, because maybe it's something that they did. So I can easily fix that if you let me know there was just some kind of error or whatever. You never know. Life happens. But I'm eternally grateful for those that do anything, even if it's a one-time thing. So shout out to Sith, Michael B, James R, Dan L, Herbert R, Annabelle N, Jason B. Check out Scott at Instagram, and his Instagram is Scott WU077. And then last but not least, we have Silver Age Surfer _comics, also on Instagram. So as you can see with the last two of my Patreon members, if you want me to do a shout out to one of your social networks or your YouTube channel or maybe an eBay store or whatever, instead of just shouting out your name, just let me know at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com. No problem with doing that. So if I ever get to 20, that's great. If not, again, I'm just happy with anybody that wants to be kind. But if we do get to 20 paid members, I would like to give away some items. So if you know anybody that'd like to support me, and again, you don't have to don't contribute $50, $100. You can do the minimum, which is $2 on anybody's Patreon account. But just keep in mind, the more you put in, the more entries you'll get. So for every $2 you put into your account, you'll get an entry. So you put $4, you get two entries. You put $10, you get five entries. You do $2, you get one entry. So check it out and pause that if you want to see all the giveaways, and we'll see if it happens. If it doesn't, all I can do is try. I'm also looking to acquire some trades. I have yet to make a trade with anybody. I did acquire one of these books because thanks to my wife and my mother helping me be able to get them for Christmas, anniversary, and birthday presents and things like that, which, by the way, my birthday just passed on November 9th, so that's another reason why I was off the past couple of days. But if you have or know anybody that has any of these books, I'm willing to trade, if I have to trade 50 of my comics to get one of these, as long as it's a fair trade, I have no problem with doing that. And anything you've ever seen on my shelves or any video, you can at least ask about. It doesn't even have to be comics. It could be my Star Wars figures. It could be some of my signed baseball memorabilia or football memorabilia or basketball memorabilia. All you have to do is ask. The worst I can say is no, but contact me again at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com and let's make a trade happen. It's a way for two parties to get books without having to spend thousands of dollars. You don't have to worry about hundreds and hundreds of dollars in taxes. And at the end of the year, you don't have to report trades as taxable income. So it's a great way to save money. So if you want to make it happen, contact me. I'd love to have it. So with that being said, we got the video camera on. I got two boxes I'm going to unbox. As usual, I will tell you the significance, if anything, with the books, what I paid for them. As usual, I always recommend people when you buy, especially on eBay, but it could be any online store or website, always recommend how you would like the books to be sent because no one likes to get the manila envelope of death. And if you've been collecting comics for long enough, eventually you'll get those. And if your comic, especially if it's an expensive one, arrives damaged, you're going to be very upset. Because even if you get your money back, let's say it was a one of a kind item or a very rare or very valuable high grade item and it gets destroyed. I mean, yeah, you'll get your money back, but let's say you got an Amazing Fantasy 15 at a 2.0 and somebody, you want it for $800, which is a steal, and then it arrives damaged. Yeah, you'll get your money back, but you'll probably never get an opportunity like that again. So I always recommend people to message sellers. Don't assume they know or assume that they care to mail out comics the way you would like them to be mailed. And just say it politely. It's like, can you place it in a box or can you put protection? They don't always listen, but hey, sometimes they do. All right, so let's check this out. So, all right. So we'll go into it. There's 4 comics here. Now, I don't know that it just says Amazing Spider-Man 252, but I don't know if it's not the original Amazing Spider-Man 252 because you could tell by that right there. This is a modern book. So I don't know. It doesn't have a specific Amazing Spider-Man number unless it is legitimately a modern 252. But this is Amazing Spider-Man 252. Of course, the uh, cover swipe of the original Amazing Spider-Man 252. Then we have Amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows, number 13. This has the cover that changes. I think it's called the lenticular variant. Again, cover of the homage of 252, but there's the modern cover. Then we have the Amazing Spider-Man 252. Again, it's a modern one, but it's signed by Mike Mayhew. So there's the signature. It's weird that he did 2 different colors in his name. And there is a certificate of authenticity. Again, cover swipe of Amazing Spider-Man 252. And you see with Miles Morales and Ghost Spider, aka Spider-Gwen. And then last but not least, we have the original version of the real Amazing Spider-Man 252, but in a newsstand variant. Now, this isn't a Mark Jewelers. I wish it was. But if you're going to get this book, because a lot of people will tell you, this book has so many copies out there, which is not false. But there's a lot less newsstand variants, especially in high grade. And then there's even a lot less of the Mark Jewelers variant of this book, again, especially in high grade. So this book, it has a couple of spine ticks. It does have, I knew it had some damage on it. So this is probably, just by looking at it, probably between a 7.5 and an 8, I would say. I'd have to look at the back, but still for a newsstand, that's not bad at all. So let me ask you guys that are right now live in the live chat, or you can check this out and comment in the comment section if you're watching it later. How much would you have paid for this? So you got the original Amazing Spider-Man number 252, newsstand variant. You have a modern version of Amazing Spider-Man 252, but signed by Mike Mayhew with a certificate of authenticity. Looks like a 9.8. You have Amazing Spider-Man 13, Renew Your Vows. And I know one of these books, I think this one is the first appearance of Spiderling. So I don't know if that'll ever be a major significance or anything, but there is a key of that book is the first appearance of Spiderling, and then the, I guess, regular version of the modern Amazing Spider-Man 252. So in the comment section, if you're watching this later or in the live chat, what would you have paid for these 4 books? Now remember, include taxes and shipping and handling. Because right now, GTK Comic, and hello, by the way, says he'd pay 200. So remember that that would be 200 plus shipping and plus taxes. Because remember, if you're buying this on eBay, there would be shipping and handling fees most of the time, and there would be taxes. So if you want to place what you would have paid for this, now obviously, especially this book, we have potentials of Venom arriving in the MCU. Now, whether it happens or not, we'll have to find out because obviously Disney and Sony would have to make an agreement, but there are rumors that that is a possibility. But until something is on screen or in a trailer for a movie, um, anything can change. But considering how much more money Sony makes when they allow Disney to use their characters, I would not be shocked if Venom comes to the MCU and Peter Parker ends up getting the Venom symbiote. If that happens, I mean, obviously they're probably not going to do it the original origin story of Venom in the comic book world, but it'll still increase the value of this book. So one person, GTK Comics, said 200. GT then said with shipping and handling and taxes, they said they'd pay up to 250. Florence would say, I would say 225. So basically, people are saying they pay about $200 to $250 for this set, which is definitely not a bad price for this. And again, the Amazing Spider-Man 252 is a newsstand variant. I paid, they had it listed, I believe either 250 or 225 best offer. So I did a best offer. They agreed to it. I paid with shipping and handling and with eBay taxes $129.76, which comes out to $32.44 a piece. To me, that is a steal. Now, will this book, well, this one will be worth it because it's got the signed Mike Mayhew. But will these two be worth it? Who knows? But is that definitely worth $32? Even if you took the others out and I paid $90 for this, $32 for the signed one, and the other two were free, it would still pan out to be a good deal. So, that's why I always tell people that deals are out there, and sometimes you just got to make a deal happen. So, if you put in the effort, sometimes you reap the rewards. If you do nothing, the only thing you should ever expect is to get nothing in return. You have to make an effort if you want to find deals that are out there waiting for you. All right, so let's get to the next one. They were nice enough to put some extra protection in there. They had it like bubble wrapped and very thick. I mean, as you can see, I've already taken this out and it's like totally sturdy. So they definitely gave it some support. And I definitely appreciate that. This is a book where the prices are going down to the point where some people get alarmed, but to me, those people just don't understand, unfortunately, how markets work. They fluctuate. And to me, I think the prices are getting to the point where they are absolute buys. And to take advantage of it while you can get them, because they will, in my opinion, not stay that way for long. And this is a book I will continue to purchase anytime I see a deal. Now, whether other people agree with that or not, well, that's for you to decide. I'm not here to tell you what to do or what not to do. I'm just here to share my experience, and if it resonates with you, awesome. If not, that's perfectly fine. There is no wrong way for your hobby to be done. All right, so they put two more pieces of cardboard, which I'm sure all of us save, especially if you sell or mail out comics. And then they put it in another envelope. So this person did a pretty darn good job securing this. I just won this like 2 days ago and it already arrived. So incredibly fast shipping. Very happy about that. This was another buy it now best offer. It was just listed. So, I mean, you can get, I've shown over the years, time and time again, that if you continuously browse the just listed, you'd be amazed at what some people will sell books for. I mean, just this year alone, somebody sold what ended up ultimately being a either 3.0 or 3.5 Fantastic 452, first appearance of the Black Panther. And I'm saying that because I sent it to get graded and I don't remember. It's either 3.0 or 3.5. But I paid $69 for that book because somebody listed it at $69. I mean, you can't even get a zero point 0.5 for that price. You know, you'd probably pay about 100, 125, maybe 150 for that book. But to me, this is a no-brainer. Now, this person actually listed this as fair. I don't know why. I'm going to look at the book just in case. But I mean, it's got wrinkles. It's got a lot of wrinkles. So it's got some water damage, but it's not stained. It's just wrinkly. Somebody wrote their phone number in here, so I won't show that. That would have been cool if it would have been signed, because sometimes artists will sign stuff in the on the first page. But it's definitely very wrinkly. But this could be pressed out, and this is why I tell people all the time, regardless of who, if you send your books to get graded, get them pressed and dry cleaned. So this, as is, I would say is probably a 2.5 in its condition to 3.0. But after getting it pressed, this will probably be between a 4 and a 5 because a lot of the damage is just wrinkles. There are a few color break increases, but not to the point where it's a fair condition. So let's just show the back of the book and see if anybody can guess what book you think this is. Now, this is a quote-unquote modern book, but keep in mind, modern books go back all the way to the mid-'80s till today. I mean, the new book should be basically the plastic age. I don't know why they haven't changed it yet. I guess it's going to be forever modern books. You know, Golden Age had a certain time period, Silver Age, Bronze Age, Copper Age, and now Modern Age just is going to go on forever. You know, I think like the newer stuff should be called Plastic Age, to be honest, because it's about worth what plastic is. So in the comment section, if you're watching this later, or in the live chat, if you can guess, let's see how good you are by checking just by the ad. If you know what comic book this is, place it in the live chat or place it in the comment section later on. And then, of course, as usual, I will tell you the price I paid for it. So, the book, of course, is Amazing Spider-Man number 300. It is a newsstand variant. Now, I want you to see this. I don't know if you'll be able to pick up on it. But you see that? You see all the, yeah, see in the light, you can see all the wrinkles. So this is massively wrinkled. But you notice, I mean, even along the edges, there's a few spine ticks. I'd say maybe 5 or 6, but as you can see, it's not major. But the majority of the damage, I mean, you could see right here, there is a color break increase along here. There is a color break increase right there. But the majority, I mean, look at the front. You can see there's not a lot of, there's a little bit of a spine roll, but again, a pressing will fix that. There's not major amounts of damage along here. And the only major parts are right about there. There's maybe 5 or 6 of them. So a pressing, this would be a book that is perfect for a pressing. So this person sold this to me as fair, which you can argue would probably be realistic grade in this condition. Look at all those wrinkles. But as you see, they do not break color. So a pressing will dramatically increase the grade of this book. And I really think that this book can get between a 4 and a 5 after a pressing. So the next 4 books that I send out, I'm most likely going to be sending this one. Now, how much would you have paid for this book? Now, the reason this was a buy it now best offer, and when I saw all of the quote unquote problems this book had, to me, this was a no brainer because getting this graded and pressed and dry cleaned is going to dramatically increase the grade of this book. So I'm not basing the value of this book on where it is. I'm basing on what will the value be after a pressing and dry cleaning. And because, like you saw in the back of this book, like 80% of the damage of this book is because of wrinkling, they can be pressed out. So how much would you have paid for this book with shipping and handling and with eBay taxes? Florence says, I think you got multiples of those. I have probably, I think I would fairly say about 8 copies of this book. And the majority of them are newsstands. Because again, if anybody tells you that Amazing Spider-Man 300 is a rare book, they're lying to you. Newsstands, they are also not rare, but they are rarer. And keep in mind, they don't make these anymore. So every year a book gets lost or a book gets destroyed or degrades over time. And the more people that join the comic book community and want to buy these books, some people for nostalgia, I mean, the more valuable these become. So for me, I mean, I would love to own. I don't know if there is. I think there are Mark Julas variants of this book. I have yet to get one because they're very expensive. But a newsstand variant, absolutely will take it any time. So nobody's put the price, but you could put it later. They had this, I believe, again, it was either $225 or $250. Best offer. I came back at $175. They accepted it. So after shipping and handling and taxes, I paid $197.95. So under $200 for a book after a pressing and dry cleaning that will most likely get between a 4 point, about between a 4 and a 5.5. I always do a larger range because you never, a pressing can't guarantee to get everything. And there are a couple of spine ticks, but other than that, I mean, this book looks pretty good. I mean, there's a little bit of a rounded edge there, but you can see the edges overall look pretty nice. A little bit of a dent on the top there, a little rounding. But again, if this book gets a 4.0, to pay under $200 for this book, especially if Venom comes to the MCU, I mean, to me, that's a no-brainer. So, absolutely a book. And that's why it pays sometimes to look at books, especially in lower grade, and see, do they have non-color breaking issues with the book? Because then you can dramatically sometimes increase the grade, which increases the value of the book. So somebody selling this raw is going to lose out on potentially hundreds of dollars by not spending maybe $50 to get a book pressed, dry cleaned, and graded. To me, that makes no sense, but I will always take up on an opportunity like that. And to me, to get Amazing Spider-Man, first full appearance of Venom, iconic cover that's been used hundreds of different times on hundreds of different comic books, anniversary issue on top of it, to me just is a no-brainer. So, I mean, like I said, if it's not for you, completely fine. The wonderful thing about people not wanting the books or not thinking it's a good value means I don't have to worry about them outbidding me and making me have to spend more. Or I don't have to worry about sending a best offer only to find out somebody bought it to buy it now. But I think, in my opinion, that book is reaching bottom. And people are going to get to the point where these are good values and they're going to start buying them. It's going to take them off the market. It's going to be harder to find. Prices go up. So again, fluctuation. Take advantage of the times where things go down. It's not the time to panic. That's the time to get excited. I mean, so many people when, like, especially during 2020 to 2022, when people were getting all this quote unquote free money and books were skyrocketing, there were so many people saying, oh, well, this is ruining it. I can't get my comics because prices are so high. Now the prices are going down. People are now complaining, oh, the prices are too low and I'm losing all my value. Well, which is it? Are you going to complain that the prices are too high and you can't get the books? Or are you going to complain because the prices are too low and you're losing the value of your books? You can't have it both ways, unless you're just a person that wants to be angry and bitter. I wouldn't choose that lifestyle, but hey, sometimes people have to learn lots of things in life, including how to get out of being what I call negative Nancy. So that's my video and I'm sticking to it. I know it's been a little while. If you appreciate my videos, you can give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I'll leave it up to you. Either one is going to send, you know, YouTube a message that you're watching my video, so I appreciate it no matter what you do. Please leave a comment. Join my Patreon at patreon.com/we love comics. Let me know what you thought about my AI art. If you want to critique it, either positive or negative, I'll leave that up to you. If you want to be one of my Patreon members and get your name up here and shouted out every single video, go to patreon.com/we love comics. You don't need any dollar amount specifically to get your name up there. You could do the bare minimum, which is $2 a month, and that's to join anybody's Patreon. If I ever get to 20 paid members, I'm going to do some giveaways, so hopefully we'll get back on track. But if it never happens, hey, you know what? I'm appreciative of anybody that is contributing to helping my channel and help me support between 20 and 25 stray cats, which, by the way, we had to take one of the stray cats yesterday to she was not feeling well. It cost us about $500 to get test results, and I have another stray cat we're taking in on Tuesday. So a lot of the money contributed to my Patreon helps us take care of stray animals, so it is going to a good cause. And if you know anybody that wants to do a trade, here's some of the books I'm looking to acquire. Let's hopefully make it done, get done soon. So let's do today's surprise subscriber shoutouts. Let's go with Florence Chestnut. I don't believe you have been picked in a while. And we're also going to go with Doom Space Marine. I don't think I've seen you here before, or it's been a while. So I would absolutely love to give you a shout out. So if you don't know how this entails, shout outs mean once the video uploads, you could put a link to your YouTube channel or a specific YouTube video of yours in the comment section. If you don't have a YouTube channel or you'd prefer to do a link to one of your social networks, you can do that instead. Or if you'd rather, like, for example, if you sell on Amazon or eBay, Etsy, or any of those places, and you'd rather like to do a link to a sale that you have, by all means, please do that. I'll leave that up to you. Keep in mind, it has to be uh, basically friendly for all audiences. I will not promote adult websites. I will not promote like things like prank channels and things that are just, fighting and stuff like that. It doesn't have to be comic book related. It just has to be, suitable for all audiences. So if you do post a link in the comment section, you're not going to see it right away because it'll go first into spam. Um, this prevents spammers and trolls from putting inappropriate links onto my website, onto my YouTube channel. So I always verify everything. So if you go to the comment section and you see a link from one of my surprise subscriber shoutouts, that means it's been verified. Go support them. Let's show the community how communities really work. So thanks for watching, everybody, and really appreciate it. I appreciate your patience and understanding, and I'd love to hear what you think about the comics that I showed in this video. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you have a great weekend. And don't forget, it is not you, it is not I, it is We Love Comics. Thanks, everybody. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you next video.